Kind of proud of my list of people that I have blocked. I'm super proud of them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I was the first. Absolutely not. So let us know what your color is of your pre-CBS.
To anyone hating in the comments, what colour is your 63 Strat? No. Highlight reel of their lives.
Yeah.
And also the highlight reel of their guitar playing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the interesting question. I'm not saying you're rude now.
But this is my podcast, get off.
My good guitars
Yeah.
that I really, really like, I don't play them as much because I don't want to. Like,
yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so later on in the show, we're going to literally swap our vintage Strats and see what we think of each other's. Okay. Whoa. Welcome back to the second ever Pedal Porn podcast. Today we have with us the world's best Swedish guitarist. His name is Emanuel Hedberg. We've been friends for a good few years on Instagram. He's absolutely blown up. You can't miss him. Every time I go on Facebook, Instagram, he's there. He's just everywhere. So this morning, I literally got a text from Emanuel saying, I feel like a dead zombie. And I thought that's a good way to do a podcast, isn't it? Like, you need to be absolutely dead. So yeah, how are you doing at the moment? Are you doing good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing my regular business, playing the guitar. And I saw you yesterday and we had a good hang.
We did, yeah. We went around all these like vintage guitar shops.
Yeah.
Went to These Go to 11, which is our first ever dealer in Sweden, and they were really cool. It's awesome.
They're really awesome. Yeah.
What guitars did we see in the vintage guitar shop?
265, Candy April Red, and one Olympic White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emmanuel managed to blag the store owner to let us play this stuff because we was hanging out. We're hanging out with Mimi Sounds as well in Sweden, and we were going to go and just try and pick up the guitars, but I feel like you managed to finesse it so that they let us pick it up. But,
we tried that the Fiesta Red.
That was beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, not the original finish, but still.
Yeah.
And you have your beautiful.
I know. Is it time already?
63? No.
Okay, so later on in the show, me and Emanuel are going to literally swap our vintage Strats and see what we think of each other's, and it's going to be.
So let us know what your color is of your pre-CBS.
To anyone hating in the comments, what color is your 63 Strat? No. Yeah, literally, it's been a crazy experience the last week just to come over and pick it up, because I feel like such a big purchase like that, you don't want to get it shipped over, do you? Because
no, absolutely not. I wouldn't dare buy a guitar like that, and also I at least want to feel it, and play it.
Yeah,
I mean, I bought some pretty high-end guitars on the web without actually playing on them.
Yeah.
But a guitar like this, no.
For something of that sort of price, you do want to play it first because...
Yeah.
But the great thing is, I literally fell in love with it. It was like, I picked it up and I was like, this is... It's so weird. I've always loved my main... I've got like a yellow Parkcaster Strat. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love it. It's my favourite thing, really. But I was saying to Mimi, I feel actually bad that I feel like I'm cheating on that guitar. Now I've picked up this new one because it's like, I can finally play all of the Stevie licks that I never could. It's weird. It's just made me a better player.
Yeah, but I mean, if it gets you in the right mood, and it got the mojo.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. The funny thing is, when we was traveling over, it was such a nightmare to get the guitar over because we had to actually book a seat for the guitar on the plane. So it's like there's us sat there, and then there's like a blank seat on the way here.
You could do that.
Yeah.
I know otherwise people who screw away the neck,
Yes.
Put it just in a regular bag,
That's a good shout, actually. Yeah. I feel like with a vintage Strat, though, is it bad? You hear so many horror stories about guitars getting absolutely crushed in the hold. So
I wouldn't do that.
Especially with that case there, you would not want to put that in the hold. It'd be destroyed. So how's things going at the moment on is it mostly Instagram, making your musical career through that, or are you doing other bits as well?
Well, I don't go out and play so much.
Yeah.
Sadly, but hopefully in the future.
Is that a conscious choice? Or?
No, not really. I mean, I used to play a lot before, but different things come in the way, especially family and stuff. You get older.
Got to be sensible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully I get some band on my own in the future.
Yeah.
But right now it's just more playing at home, uploading to Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. So that's where my followers are. And and I record lessons and upload to Patreon.
Totally, yeah. What's it like to amass one of the biggest followings on Instagram as a guitar player? Because you literally have cracked the algorithm to like love you. The Instagram guys are sat there like, we love Emanuel. We're gonna push him.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pure luck. No, it's not pure luck, but it's a good question because I see so many great guitar players out there on Instagram.
Yeah.
Who like have a few hundred followers.
Yeah.
And they should have more.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I guess I present my material in a way that, well, now a lot of guitar players on Instagram present the material like I do. I'm not saying I was the first. Absolutely not. But you have to like record it in some interesting way. I rarely just put the camera right in front of my face, you know?
Yeah, I've noticed that sometimes you even like sadness and water and like some crazy background. It's You just, you're conscious of that
Absolutely.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
I mean, because I'm making a living of it, so I have to be conscious about it.
Yeah.
If I didn't make a living of it, I probably wouldn't care as much, but I need views, obviously, because I make advertisement for my lessons on my Patreon page.
Yeah. In fact, do you want to just quickly plug your Patreon page? Because I feel like it's such a good resource
for everyone listening. Check out my Patreon page.
Yeah.
It's just patreon.com and my name, Emanuel Hedberg.
That could be like the secret like blueprint to actually getting to be a good jazz blues player. Like you have so much value on there that it's like...
Yeah, I have a lot of material, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I upload one lesson per week at least, so...
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. It's a good way to get... give people more closer access to you in a way where you wouldn't see it online.
Yeah, absolutely. I always answer questions on Patreon page. I can't do that on Instagram.
No.
I did that before, but I got burnt out,
Yeah.
So now I rarely go in and check my private messages on Instagram because it's
crazy. It's a minefield.
No, it's crazy.
We've been talking about that the last few days. It's like it's just unmanageable sometimes. And I'm getting to the stage now where I'm thinking like, I'm gonna have to, if I wanted to reply to everyone, I'd have to hire someone to do it. And it's
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's not possible. So now I never like go in and even check. But the problem with that is sometimes I miss some interesting, obviously.
Well, here's the thing: you replied to my DMs. Like I slid into your DMs, and you're there. I'm there. So you must like me, but no.
I do like you.
What I was saying before is not to discredit the fact that you're a crazy, crazy good player. Like so that transcends over anything else. Some of the technique you've got but the feel combined with that is what I try and to be like, because I haven't got the technique side of it. Some people say I might have the feeling sometimes, but the technique, I've got such a bad technique, and you are the...
No, you don't get bad technique.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Wait, can I take that? Emanuel Hedberg says, you're not that bad.
No. I think it's doing something what you're good at and doing something with your technique that you have, and as best as you can with the technique you have. I don't look at myself as like this
guru,
like Steve Vai or Guthrie Gowan. Those are mind blowing. I don't have that technique,
Here in Sweden, is a lot of is blues sort of like a big thing, or is it?
I think it's. I mean, you have here in Sweden, in Stockholm, you have true fan base to the blues, so you can go to a place here in Stockholm called the Old Town, Gamla Stan.
Oh yeah, yep. We went there last night. We went there, yeah. It turns out, by the way, we'd actually been there a few times. We didn't realise where we were. So when we got there, we was like, oh wait, we've been here 1,000 times. So sorry about that, but that's a lovely place.
Yeah, it's a cool place. And actually, you have several blues jams, Friday and Saturday, and you always see the same people there. So
right.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
At least like I try to go there one time per month or something.
Nice. Yeah. I've seen you on Instagram playing at some of those jam nights, and yeah, they must be a bit like, no. Emanuel's getting up now. We better.
No. That's a cool thing about those jams because everyone is welcome.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter what kind of level you are at.
Yeah.
Everyone is welcome to play.
So speaking of like you being, because a lot of people look up to you as a guitar player, but who are your like top 3 guitar players that you try and emulate?
There's been so many different, and I started with... I started playing guitar because of Kurt Cobain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's quite an interesting answer, because I feel like not many people say that.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe because they don't dare to
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And many think it was a shitty guitar player, maybe. But I think it was an absolute amazing songwriter.
Yeah.
So
what's funny is that now you can't, like, you sound nothing like Kurt Cobain now.
No,
it's like,
I don't.
It's the opposite. It's like the opposite.
But I do like to listen to it from time to time still.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that kind of music, you know, the grunge era, Soundgarden, and
Yeah.
Pearl Jam and stuff like that. So yeah, without him, I wouldn't play guitar probably. So it feels weird not mentioning Kurt Cobain.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't sound anything like it, obviously, if you listen to me on Instagram.
Yeah. So that's the first one. Who are the other two, would you say?
So, of that, probably Kurt Cobain. No, Kirk Hammett.
Oh, man, these are shocking. These are shocking me, because it's like, I thought he was going to say, like, you know, I don't know, Wes Montgomery, like, you know, always crazy guys, but you're like, Kurt Cobain. Okay.
And then Dimebag Darrell.
No, I feel like he's just joking now. He's just joking.
No,
really. Sheesh. That's like...
But obviously, I mean, now, if I'm gonna choose 3 other players that look up to now and that I try to emulate, maybe it's more like Robin Ford, Matt Schofield.
Yeah.
Players like that.
That's cool. They're so tasty with the jazz legs, aren't they? They just throw them in at the right time.
Exactly.
And they've got the feeling with it.
And I try to do it.
I love listening to, like, Matt Schofield playing through, like, a 2-rock, just like cranking it, like, apparently he's crazy loud when he plays.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Yeah. have you ever seen?
I haven't seen him, but I heard he's. Yeah.
Do you get much chance to go and see artists that you want to see here in Sweden?
Yeah. I went to see Derek Trucks
nice.
the other day here.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Derek Trucks is one of my favourite guitar players. He's got
amazing
the feeling. I also, you know, Robert Randolph.
I don't know him.
He's like the slide.
Should I feel embarrassed?
No. Well, no. He's like the slide lap steel like version of Derek Trucks almost. Like he's just got such a crazy expressive sound with his lap steel. So he's worth checking out. Robert Randolph. Yeah, he's like one of my favourite guitarists. But yeah, Derek Trucks. What do you like about Derek Trucks' playing?
The feel. He's so expressive. So
it's like a singer, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But so when you play slide, you have to think like a singer also, I guess.
That's how I try and approach guitar as well. I try and literally think like my brain, because I've always got melodies going on in my mind, but I'm trying to just convey that with the guitar.
Do you sing?
Hello. Try not to sing because people just click off the video. No, but speaking of that sort of thing, how do you deal with some of the hate that you get online as well? Because I feel like anyone that's at your level of exposure, the natural thing that comes along with that is a portion of hate. So how do you personally...
I'm kind of proud of my list of people that I have blocked. I'm super proud of it, actually. So sometimes I go to my list, Instagram, and look at all the names.
How many would you say is there? Hundreds?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Over 1,000. Absolutely.
That's crazy. That's a lot of time just to block people as well. Like, people don't even think about this sort of stuff. Just actually having to block people for 4 days straight. Really, if you added it all up.
But nowadays I don't block so much. Now I just let it be there, and hopefully some other guy comes in and he talks back.
Yeah,
and this interesting debate starts, which is so weird.
We were saying the other day, there's like a on this new guitar video I just posted, there's like a thread of about 78 comments of people just going backwards and forwards, and we're like, this is just on a YouTube video. Like, why do people have this time to do it? But I feel like if you've got that thing about you that's a slightly polarizing, once you can deal with it, it's actually a very handy thing to have. Yeah,
absolutely. In the beginning, I was I got really annoyed by it,
Yeah.
I could feel the irritation in my body,
Yeah, I heard this guy saying the other day, like, even if you get 100 comments, it's the one negative one that your brain's hardwired to actually focus on. So, it's literally, you have to override that and think, put it into context against the nice comments. But so is there anything anyone can say to you now that will actually get under your skin? And it's like, I don't actually like that. In fact, actually, don't tell them. Don't tell them because they'll comment it. They'll comment it.
I hate when people, and I mean, I get it when you, like you and me on social media, you have to accept that people write weird things, and accept critic. But I don't upload videos to get people telling me what I should practice.
Yeah.
And that's not why I'm uploading videos.
Yeah.
But people are, of course, welcome to tell me what they think I should practice.
Yeah.
But I hate it when people do that, and it really gets under my skin.
But I was going to tell you what you should do next. You should. No, I'll just hand you a jazz guitar book, Emanuel. This is how you need. Yeah. No, but no, I get a lot of stuff about my certain things. Like, for example, I've got a bad picking technique, and people just always have to mention it. And I'm like, I know, I've got a bad technique, but it still actually gets the result I need. So don't worry about it. I'll tell you. You've got to tell the guys the story about the video you uploaded about the strings.
Oh yeah. So I got this playing this acoustic guitar with these strings at the head, which I haven't cut off.
Yeah,
and everyone is commenting about that.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's just bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like we were saying yesterday, you've spent, how many years have you been playing? About 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
And it's like you've been playing that time.
Yeah.
They don't comment on the amazing skills. They're like, oh, there's a string.
Cut off those strings.
Yeah.
Someone was, I don't know if he was serious, but it started with this debate, and you could cut some eyes with those strings.
Yeah.
Well, are you serious?
Yeah. What is like a common myth that people think about you that is not actually true?
Oh, that's a good question. That I don't make mistakes.
Oh, okay. That's
because I do all the time.
Yeah.
People say it in a funny way, but why don't? Do you ever make mistakes? I mean, of course, no one on Instagram or YouTube or whatever don't post their videos making mistakes.
Well, why
would you?
Yeah, that actually ties into the whole social media element anyway, doesn't it? Of like, it's everyone's highlight reel of their lives.
Yeah.
And also the highlight reel of their guitar playing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's not when you watch me on Instagram or any other guitar player, it's like you said, it's their best performance,
Yeah.
How they usually perform,
No, it's not. These results are not typical.
No, except if you watch these amazing, super talented players like Guthrie Gowan or
But even those guys, they would be saying the same thing as you. I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wonder how many guitar players you've made give up by them seeing your guitar playing. They're just like, I'm never going to get this good, so I'm giving up. I get that comment sometimes saying like, I'm just going to give up because of you. And I'm thinking, it's a good compliment, but you feel bad. You feel bad.
I feel bad. I mean, but hopefully they're joking.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's the other way around that I can inspire. And I got a lot of those comments, all the time.
Yeah.
That I inspire them to play and I inspire them to pick up the guitar again. And things like that. That's the best compliment. I haven't touched the guitar in 10 years, but when I saw your videos, I started playing again.
Yeah, you can't get much better compliment.
No, that's the best compliment you can get.
For someone that's just starting out, what would you say is the best advice for guitar? Because when you're just starting something new like this, it's very hard to actually know where to start. Because if you type in guitar lesson on YouTube, it's probably like 1 billion results. So what is your tip to a beginner?
That can be tricky. I think first off, play what you like, of course. So don't try to be some kind of guitar player that you don't want to be. I mean, that sounds weird, but and kind of obvious. Of course, you should play what you want. A mistake that a lot of guitar players do in the beginning, I think, is they start to practice these songs that are way too difficult for them. So they can maybe they'll practice this song for a month and they can barely play it after that. So it's much better to learn super easy songs, like 3-chord songs. Learn one new song per day or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Learn a lot of songs,
Totally. I think, you sort of progressively overload the difficulty of it so that it's building up to being able to play like Guthrie Govan or something.
Exactly. And don't start with a Guthrie Govan solo.
That'd be a great way.
I mean, I have never tried even to learn a Guthrie Govan solo because I know I can't play like that.
Yeah.
So I won't even bother.
Yeah. Well, I used to teach a bit of guitar, and I feel like nowadays if I had a new student, I'd just, for the first lesson, I'd want to put on some Guthrie Govan and say, here's the tabs, just play it. I feel like that would be like the worst thing I could ever do to someone. But I was in a very lucky period of just being able to like learn by ear before YouTube became a thing. So I had to literally play a Stevie Ray Vaughan CD, rewind it, listen to the lick, do it by ear, and I feel like that's helped my ear training now.
Absolutely.
Whereas, would you say that's a good way to approach it, or would you say you do need a teacher to mentor you?
I guess both, and I think it's very individual from person to person. When I try to learn jazz, and I'm not saying I'm a jazz guitarist, but I tried to play some jazz and insert it into my regular playing. So I tried to listen to it and transcribe it, and I failed miserably. And that's probably because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
So, but when I started to read about it, and listen to it more and more intensely, but I not necessarily I tried to play it. I just listened to it and I read about the theory, music theory, and what's going on. Then I could hear it in a different way. So when you start to understand things, it's easier to actually. Your ear gets better if you understand what's going on.
That makes sense.
Do you understand?
I get it. Yeah, I feel like that's a. I wish I was more like that. I remember at college, I used to get into debates with my lecturer a little bit about. They were like, Chris, imagine how good you could be if you learn a bit of theory.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit like, I always just thought, well, Jimi Hendrix didn't play theory, so I was like, it's probably a skewed perception, but
that's the interesting question. I'm not saying you're rude now.
But this is my podcast, get off.
Or arrogant, but I like to say to some guys that they're arrogant, not you, but when you have a discussion like this, but and maybe some guy is asking, should I learn theory? Jimi Hendrix didn't learn theory.
That's the
and I'm
one.
like, okay, so you're comparing yourself to Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Who are you to comparing yourself to him?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's a good shout.
So
yeah, I feel like if you guys ever see any comments on our YouTube videos, it would just be me and Emanuel arguing about being Jimi Hendrix. It's actually us just debating online.
No, I think that's really, really important, and just simple songs, free chord songs. And if you study some music theory, you understand, and when you hear it, you can hear like, oh, that's the 2 chord, that's the 5 chord, that's the 1 chord.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand the theory, I think you can't hear it in a clear way.
Yeah. So it just makes your mind less like foggy with what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to learn theory to be good.
Well, the thing is, Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix didn't have theory.
So, of course, but I think it absolutely helps.
How important would you say gear is in like 2022? Because it's almost become like a cultural thing now, isn't it? It's not just about buying some tools for the job. It's now turned into like almost like your identity. Over the last few days, I've received messages from like honestly hundreds of people that are in this like almost like the vintage Strat club. Oh, yeah? And it's weird, and I almost don't like it. It's just strange. People have been like, "Oh, welcome to the club," you know. And I'm like, it's weird. I don't know. I feel it makes me feel a bit strange, but it is. I
haven't got those mails, but I haven't shown my vintage Strat as much.
Yeah,
but you just bought it.
That's right. Yeah. To be fair, it's probably fresh in people's minds. I mean, people know what I'm like. Some guys were chatting the other day. They were like, "Chris is about to do 50 videos with this guitar," and I was like, "They know me well." So, but yeah, it's part of an identity. So, do you feel that, or is it?
I grown into that culture more and more, especially after I started posting on Instagram. Before that,
Instagram is. I think that's where it started, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Because before that, I didn't mind what kind of guitar I played or whatever, what amp.
Yeah.
I just wanted the Strat, I guess.
Yeah.
So I bought my first Strat, like we talked about yesterday, in England, Denmark Street.
Yes.
Which I sold then. But yeah, that was my first Strat, and that's what I wanted. And then I was happy,
No, well, by the way, I've triggered so many bad emotions in people recently because they've all said, if only I kept my vintage Strat, and they're so gutted about it. But you can't go back in time, but it's so many people are like, if only I kept that, I would now be like happy.
Yeah. This vintage Strat, I mean, it's a culture thing, and it's really fun to have one. But do you need one? No,
that's right,
absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. It's more of like a. For me, it was almost like just completing a journey that I'd set out to hit since I was 10. It's almost just like a milestone, even if it's
me too.
Yeah. Because I feel like when you're younger, you see these guys on stage playing something like that, and it's like, if only I could one day play one. You know, you just see the wear on it, and it's like, it's so authentic. It's something about it.
Yeah, and that's why we have all these relic guitars, I guess. You know,
yeah.
We try to emulate that thing, and that's what I started with, buying those.
Yeah. Well, what's your opinion on relics? Is it like a?
I think it's cool. I don't mind it. Most of my Strats that I have at home are relics, like except one.
Yeah.
Or two. Anyway,
so some people were so passionate about it. Yesterday, some guy was like, "Chris, you need to refinish that old Strat."
No.
He said refinish it and then play it back down to wearing it. He's basically saying I was cheating because I had the wear on it already, and I was like, "That's horrendous. Don't suggest that to me ever again."
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. With the gear, would you say like, because we were talking about this yesterday, even with choosing guitar pedal brands, you're making a statement nowadays, sort of like certain ethoses behind brands and certain things. Like when you choose a guitar pedal company, you're almost making a statement to the Instagram world. And like, so how do you pick and choose like brands to work with? And
I don't know, you chose me.
that's like sounds ominous. We chose Emanuel. Yeah, he was the chosen one.
But because you reached out to me and you sent those amazing pedals to me, which was awesome. And usually when I go, I don't know, it's an interesting question. I bought this amazing pedal actually a few days ago from France.
Right, yeah.
And I never heard about this company. I think it's just one guy who makes everything. Mathis Audio Tech something.
Okay.
And it was like this overdrive pedal, but it has this knob called Texas Tone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And it when you turn on.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Gets more like a treble booster, but it's not a treble booster. But
I think I saw that. Do you know a guy called Vivian?
Yeah, he played.
Yes,
that's how I found it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And it caught my eye or ears.
It's because it had Texas. In
Yeah,
the name.
If it hadn't the Texas name, I wouldn't maybe be as interested. So that's really interesting.
Yeah.
As soon as someone plays like a Pride and Joy with an overdrive pedal, I need to have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We were saying yesterday. It's quite funny actually, and I'm not saying this about the pedal we was just talking about, but there's been about 10 to 15 clones of our Texan Twang, which is insane. It's like
that's insane.
Sometimes just seeing them come up as like Texas Fang or like Texas Tone, but they're using the exact same.
But are they honest with their clone? That
some of them literally like take the ad copy from our ad and literally do it word for word, and I'm like, this is bad now because it's like. But they don't infringe the pedal porn trademark. That's where it gets a bit.
Okay.
So we it's more. Everyone's just out there fighting for the same market, but so we can't really. I don't really mind because we're doing a similar thing. We've taken inspiration from other past pedals, so it's not like we're actually any better. But it's
I mean, that's how the market is, I guess. You make a pedal based on another pedal usually.
Yeah,
isn't that? I'm no expert because I can't build it. I have built 2 pedals in my life.
Whoa!
And they're both broken. So.
Yeah,
but they worked for a few months.
Right.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
but you're right. That is just the market. Everyone is sort of taking and borrowing.
But that's how it is also when you play guitar. I mean, I borrow from Stevie. I borrow from B.B. King.
Yeah. Do you ever notice certain people playing and you're like, that's my lick?
No,
really,
I haven't.
Okay, because there's a few things that I've done, and because there's a few things that I've done that I've never heard anyone else do it, and then I know they follow me, and I'm like, actually, I think they've taken it from me, but it's not a bad.
But that's nice.
It is very nice, actually.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, definitely a massive compliment. But it's just interesting. It's like it's strange. Like it's a good feeling, but I'm sure there's people out there that have done the same with you, but you haven't seen them.
Probably.
Haven't seen them.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, you're right. That is just the market for vintage pedals and guitar playing. It's like, it's just borrowing, putting it all in your own.
I mean, the clone pedal, how many pedals don't you have based on that?
Oh, there's thousands, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's like, and they're all pretty similar sounding. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We just did an episode with Anderton's dispelling the myth behind like the tube screamer, where we took like maybe 30 to 40 vintage tube screamers there, put them all in a line and just tested them. And they all sounded like the same. I actually put a blindfold on. Like they blindfolded me, and literally I couldn't hear the difference. And
exactly.
But I still love to have as many as I can. But it's like they are very much they sound the same. It's like same with the clones and the
Yeah.
all guitar pedals sound the same. You heard it here first. Yeah.
You don't need pedals. Yeah, it's fun, super fun to have them.
But what are your sort of top categories of pedals? Do you like to go for? Do you have vibes, overdrives? What do you lean towards?
Probably just some overdrive pedal that aren't too over the top.
Yeah.
Like I do have that what's it called by Analog Man, King of Tone.
Yeah.
I use that a lot.
He's flexing now. Got the King of Tone out.
And the King Tone.
Yes.
But the Duelist by King Tone. That's a cool pedal.
And the Chris King Robinson brand pedal pawn.
Yeah, I was gonna come to that.
No, just saying. I just had to get the King connotation in there. But,
no, of course. I do. I don't have any tremolo on my amps, so I use your pedal for that.
I tell you, that's something I've noticed actually. You tend to use effects quite sparingly. A lot of people go full on, but yours are very much subtle, just like a layer there.
Yeah, and usually I add effects in post-production.
Yeah.
Like when I record a guitar, it's just some reverb, slight reverb, and maybe some overdrive pedal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I feel like the way, for example, you use the gypsy vibe that we make is like it's just a really nice bit of juicy texture in there, and it's just like it gives you that layer that you wouldn't have otherwise, just a 3D-ness,
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But yeah, it's always nice to see. Sometimes I just go on Instagram and I just see you playing our stuff, and I'm like, that's crazy. We try to repost it as much as we can. And should we quickly talk about one of the videos that we reposted and it went a bit crazy?
What did you name the video?
Okay, so we reposted this as a YouTube short, and it was called. I think I put something like, "This guy has mastered the Jimi Hendrix style," and it went a bit crazy. I think it's at close to 1 million views or something. Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of comments, and it made people mad. Really mad. It was like so funny. So I feel like
it's funny that people think. I mean, that you're serious.
Yeah, that's.
Come on, it's a joke.
Yeah, it's more of like a just prodding the bear. Yeah, it's like just trying to get some reaction, but it's people didn't like that. And I felt bad. I actually had a message Emanuel and say, "Mate, I'm sorry for this," because I
thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Do more stuff like that.
Yeah, and I did. Okay, so me and Emanuel right now are going to do the most pretentious thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
We're basically going to wine test with our my new vintage Strat, and then Emanuel's, is it 62, is it?
Yeah, it's a 62. And yours is a 63.
63, that's right.
You have the original finish. Mine doesn't have the original finish.
Right, yeah. For me,
was that important for you? Because
it was.
Yeah, because like you then, I guess, can't, like, if they're going to buy a vintage pre-CBS Strat, it has to be the original finish.
I feel like the value is massively dependent on it as well, isn't it? It's funny
it doubles the value.
Yeah, doubles, yeah. That's a good way to look at it. That's the general rule of thumb. It halves it. When I was doing some research on vintage Strats before buying one, most forums said you can pretty much use that as the rule, like it's half the price. But for me, I don't know why it's...
I have to ask, would you have the balls to take it to a gig and play it?
Definitely. Yeah. A bit like we were saying yesterday. I've already just knocked it about a bit too much. But it's meant to be played, isn't it? And it's like
yeah, exactly. It's meant to be played.
Yeah. The only thing we was talking about,
but at the same time, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, this is what we was talking about yesterday. That the only thing that worries me is like there is almost like a bit of a shelf life with this stuff because of the rosewood. Well, because of the refretting issue of like.
Oh yeah.
Because you see guys like Philip Sayce and Stevie Ray Vaughan, they've had to retire some of their necks because they can no longer withstand another refret.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like...
That's actually really interesting that he talks about, because people will laugh at this. But I tend to wear down the frets quite fast.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I actually have these guitars at home that I play just for practice. And my,
imposter.
My good guitars that I really, really like, I don't play them as much because I don't want to.
That's interesting.
So I had this practice guitars.
Wow. So you use like £100 Fender Squire.
Yeah,
to practice,
yeah,
and then,
exactly.
Just for Instagram. Okay, I better get this.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy.
True.
But I've seen some people using like stainless steel frets to avoid that problem. Maybe. So.
Exactly. And people say it sounds different. I have no idea, but I would rather have stainless steel frets on my vintage guitar rather than after a while changing the neck.
Yeah,
and throw it away.
Yeah, definitely.
That seems really sad.
yeah. No, it does actually. Yeah. Okay, so let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. Okay. I'm going to try and keep the headphones on without destroying the... This is where the podcast goes to absolute crap, because...
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
And it's probably not in tune.
Okay. Whoa. Sheesh. Oh,
this is... Now we're getting a lot of hate comments.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, nice neck.
Yeah. Ooh.
Do you play with these picks?
Yeah. I'm sorry. It's like the most like
super.
Yeah, I use them upside down though. So.
Oh yeah.
That's beautiful. That refinish, like you say, that's actually really.
Yeah, it's a nice refinish.
Yeah, you wouldn't even.
No, because when I bought it, they actually at the store, they wasn't like 100% if it was the original
really?
or not. But they thought it was a refinish, so they couldn't sell it as a original.
Wow.
Yeah, it's probably is a refinish, but it's really, really great.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
It's funny how the old school Fiesta Red Strats go for like twice the price of a Sunburst one.
They do?
Yeah, which is weird. So I don't know why. I think it's just because it's a custom colour and Sunburst is more of like a generic.
Yeah, and you get these really popular guitar players from the 50s, 60s, I guess.
Yeah.
Playing those.
Yeah, like Hank Marvin, all those other guys. Yeah.
That's the guy I was.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with the name. But yeah, exactly. This is super cool.
Woo. Yeah, I like the neck on yours. It's like really beefy. It's like not beefy, but it's like I think it's similar to that one.
I think I was gonna say, aren't you beefier?
Yeah, I feel mine's a bit more rounder, but. Oh yeah, that note frets out. He's gone for the lick, but the note's not there. I need to sort that out.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, maybe raise the.
Yeah, I need to raise the action a bit.
So that's interesting. But when I bought that one, it was also fretting out, so I had to do some setup on it. And usually, you can just with some truss rod adjustments and maybe raise the saddles. But also, if you have new strings, it doesn't fret out as easily also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and I think it's true, because you get this, if you feel under the string, when you have played on it a lot, it's
got that little feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, and that may cause some issue.
Okay.
And make it fret out. I don't know if it's true, but...
Right. Yeah, also, I feel like that E string is actually lower than the rest. It's like, it's a bit too low anyway, is it?
Yeah, it looks kind of low.
Yeah, I feel like my neck's a bit beefier. Yours has got more of like a... yeah, it's not as round, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah. Have a look at the back of that one. It's a very, like... Look how beaten it up it is. It's like... It's ridiculous. It's
beautiful.
I feel like a...
But so this guitar has this... Do you know the story behind it?
Well, here's the craziest thing, right? We were sat there the other day.
Oh yeah, and the previous owner came back.
He literally walked in and he was like... And the shop owner hadn't seen that guy for like a year.
Wow.
And the day we go to pick it up, he was just walked in. It's like insane. It was like one of those freaky moments of like... Almost like he's passing the custodian ship over. Like, it's crazy.
So... But is he like the original owner?
No.
Do you know?
I feel there's a few before that. Yeah, I need to like try and work out. I can't remember if he knows the history from there. But.
Because that's interesting. But I don't know anything about that guitar.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
Yeah, I'm not sure about my really old owners.
I mean, it's a piece of history.
Yeah. You sort of... That's what we were saying yesterday. This is older. This is like 62... Oh, sorry, how many years? 59 years old, is it?
Don't ask me math questions.
Yeah. No, I love this Strat. I feel like I'm just on Instagram right now watching you. Like, I can see the classic angle.
Yeah.
I'm here. Nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
you get a little bit beefier frets. I like these frets, actually.
But yeah, what would you say? What are they? Do you know?
I think they are jumbo frets, some kind of jumbo frets, absolutely. I don't know exact name of them, but yeah, I think I have similar ones on my Les Paul, like this, and I really dig them. Because on that one, they are kind of tiny, but as we just discussed, I don't want to refret it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to refret the guitar too much, especially a guitar like that. So, no.
It's funny, that Strat almost came... I feel like it's been Stevie-fied. Like, it's got like a big neck, big frets. It's worn. I feel like it's just sort of made for exactly what I want. It's strange. It's strange how it sort of landed in my lap. But as soon as I saw that one, I was like, I need to get that one, because there was a bunch of different Sunbursts out there, and they just didn't have the same vibe to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy with it. It's like,
yeah, but you have to connect with it, because when I tried several different vintage when I was buying that one.
Yeah,
that's the one I connected with.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
you can't always like say why, but I guess for me it's all about the neck, you know.
Yeah,
and you can probably set up most guitars that feel good.
Yeah,
but still you can't really say why. But the neck has to feel really, really great.
Yeah. But no, I love it. That's really cool, mate. Should we give our babies back?
Yeah.
Over?
I will put your here.
You scratched it.
Oh, that's a good thing about these guitars. When they look like this, I don't mind if I scratch it. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
No, that's a good point. Your pick guard there is very cracked at the...
Yeah, exactly.
Quite like that. It's like, it's cool.
They tend to warp these pick guards. It's the name of these old pick guards, the material.
Is it nitrate?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it's funny, yours is a bit more greeny.
Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've been into the sun more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, here's a weird story, actually. When I was younger, I had like a white Strat, but it had like a poly finish on it.
Oh, yeah?
And I wanted it to look like Stevie Ray Vaughan's Scotch guitar, and I used to literally take the guitar, leave it out in the sun all summer, and literally nothing happened. Yeah, because of the poly finish, there's no way it's ever gonna change.
Yeah.
But my mum would be like, "Chris, why's the guitar out in the garden, like in the sun?" I was like, "Sunbathing, you know, trying to get."
I heard that people try to also have a UV lamp, and they put it under the UV lamp.
Yeah,
I think some guys have had success with it.
Yeah,
I tried to do with coffee one time, but it did not really work. And I know people who use shoe cream.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've tried that. Like, that's good for some of the aging the plastic as well.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like coffee
stain. And shoe cream. But
yeah. What's it called? Shoe polish and that. Yeah.
Shoe polish.
Emanuel, let the guys know where they can find you.
Just my name on Instagram, Emanuel Hedberg. Search on me there on YouTube and Facebook. Yeah, Emanuel Hedberg.
Yeah, hopefully you probably won't be able to miss him anyway. And yeah, definitely.
Thank you for letting me be here.
No, it's been awesome. It's been great to chat. And we had a great time yesterday hanging out. But literally, check out Emanuel's Patreon page as well. We'll put a link in the description. Make sure you check that out. Value-packed tips on jazz and blues. As you can see, Emanuel's a great guy. And yeah, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks.
Take care. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks.
And cheers.
Cheers. Woo! Oh, we're done.